So let's get into some MMA news, man. But wait, hold on. Before we get to that, I just gotta say I apologize for not saying hi in the video. I should have did my intro. I got so ahead of myself that I forgot to tell you guys how you're doing. So how's everybody doing? So let's get to the video. I just want to make that quick thing out there, and that's it. Yeah. And oh yeah, I didn't say everything I had to say in this video, so that's a little disclaimer. I still kind of feel the same way I do about what I'm gonna say in this video. But yeah, I just want to let you guys know I didn't say everything. And yeah, continue. Last week we got the UFC conference, and pretty much the whole thing was dry. The only thing that made it worth watching really was Nate Diaz. And the good thing is we got, Dana White confirmed that Conor's gonna fight Khabib, UFC 229. So that's like fine. It was about time they were gonna do it anyway, so I'm glad they're doing that. Like, I'm really excited. I didn't mean to sound like angry or something, or like disappointed that it actually happened, because I actually wanted that to happen. And now that we got that, that's probably easily, if the fight happens, guaranteed to be the best fight of the year. Probably might be the biggest fight of the year too, in terms of like the sales, because that, of course, I think because of the number one fight, that's what the fuck am I talking about?
Have you ever had a dream that you want?
The number one fight that's like that I think generated the most money or most pay-per-view sales. I think wasn't it believe it was the second fight, the second Conor McGregor versus Nate Diaz fight. And if this fight happens, it's definitely gonna break that. But I'm kind of disappointed. That it wasn't in Russia. I think the fact that if it was in Russia, it would have been cool. Maybe it wouldn't make much of a difference, but I think to me as a fan, I wanted to see how Russia would treat Conor. Like, I wanted to see if I wanted to figure out if they would see him as, like, would they cheer him on, or would they just like see it, or like boo him? Like, would they make him go heel? Would they cheer him on? Because of course they're gonna fuck with Khabib. I gotta stop cussing, but they're gonna mess with Khabib because that's his country, that's his people. It's definitely gonna add to the fight to see how the crowd reacts to both of the fighters. And I don't even know honestly who's gonna win. Like, that's like the hardest. I couldn't bet that fight. I couldn't. I know there's people that clearly believe that. I know there's people that believe clearly. Oh my God, I can't talk today. I know there's certain people that believe Khabib's gonna win. I know there's certain people that believe Conor's gonna win. But honestly, they could both beat the crap out of each other. Like, they could both brutally beat each other both ways. Like, it can go either way, really. Like, Conor could crack Khabib. We could make Khabib fall asleep, and Khabib could do this. And Khabib could maul Conor on the ground. He could turn this dude into into anything he wanted to if he had control in the ground with Conor. One of the factors that kind of plays into this, but not, is Conor hasn't fought in almost 2 years, and that can make a difference. There's certain fighters that believe, ring rust isn't a thing. Of course, with Dominic Cruz, he's in his situation. He had to vacate the belt due to like surgeries and his ACL and knee injuries and all that stuff. And he hasn't fought, and he had to wait 4 years to fight, the champion at the time, and he was the champion now, and beat him in 4 years. I mean, after. You know what I'm saying? And in John Jones' case, he's probably one of the most inactive fighters right now, of course, because of his, his whole case. But even him, like, it seems like he really shows no signs of like ring rust. Like, it seems like if he wasn't a fight in 2, 3 years or 4 years, it wouldn't make a difference, because it seems like he still has those same tools with him as he had when he won the belt. So that, we'll see how that plays in, because if Conor is rusty, like rusty from not performing, from not having, you know, MMA fights and being in the UFC, it could definitely play into Khabib's hand. And also, Khabib's undefeated, 26-0. You know, say what you want. Who knows, maybe say what you want about his record, whether or not he's defeated top talent or not. I mean, he's definitely defeated top talent, for sure. Like, no one can argue that. But if anybody has a chance to beat his record, it's definitely Conor. I think, in my hands. I don't think anybody else in the division can really give him problems like that. Maybe Kevin Lee or Tony Ferguson can give him problems. Or I don't even know if Nate can give him problems like that. Maybe. I don't know. But there's not a lot of dudes that are touching Khabib. And that's just it. That's just it. But, you know, I just wanted to make this quick video to talk about it. Like, I'm fucking excited. I'm excited that this fight is going on. October 6th, UFC 229 in Las Vegas. It should have been in Russia, if you ask me. Just because it would add on to it. I already mentioned this earlier. But, yeah. I mean, that's all I have to say about it. Who do you guys think will win? For me, I can't pick. I really can't. But if for some reason I was to bet, if I had to bet my life, if I had to bet my house or my soul for anything, I don't know, I probably might go Conor, just because he's always been like, the dude's always been doubted his whole career, and he's been able to overcome like hurdles that nobody thought he was capable of, and he just be surprising a lot of people. Of course, he didn't surprise anybody with his last fight with Floyd, and then because it wasn't his sport, man. That was Floyd doing Floyd. You know, he's a boxer. You know, it would have been different if it was an MMA fight, but that was a boxing fight. You're going against a top boxer in a boxing fight. Of course the boxer's gonna win. It just makes sense. But in the MMA world, Conor's like, he's like untouchable, to be honest. But of course, you know, anybody can get beaten. It don't matter who. I mean, he's lost 3 times in the floor, on the ground. And it's funny because all his 3 fights that he lost, they were on the ground, and they were all rear naked chokes. If you look at each fight he lost, they were all due to rear naked chokes, which is kind of weird. But yeah, I actually saw, funny, because I think I saw an Instagram pic of him. I think he's doing jiu-jitsu now or something, because there was a picture of him. I'm probably gonna post it here. There was a picture of him with a gi on.